Yo, what's going on, guys? About back with another video. And today we have History of Humans in Minecraft by Magic Gum. Hey, me and Hazel reacted to this, or reacted to one of his videos called 100 Players Simulate Minecraft or something like that. Simulate no, not evolution. Simulate civilization. Dang, I cannot get that out. So yeah, me and Hazel reacted to that, but this time I'm reacting to this by myself, obviously. See in the title. But yeah, let's get into it. Last time graphics was amazing,
For centuries,
or
we've
the
seen
quality of the
humanity's
video.
evolution through periods of unrivaled innovation like the
Beautiful,
Renaissance
straight
to
beautiful.
some of the darkest times during the Middle
Hey,
Ages.
his videos
So what if
real life
humanity didn't
interesting.
start in the world we know today?
Oh,
What if
man, it's real
humanity
life
started
loudest.
in Minecraft? How would history be altered? What time periods could never happen and what new ones will be created? What kind of civilizations would develop? This is the history
look
of
how realistic
humanity
the water
in
look
Minecraft.
in the sky.
Real quick, I make videos applying different real-world concepts to Minecraft, and I have a lot of interesting ones planned. So if you
okay,
like
I
what
was
you
about to
see
say,
here, consider
so we
subscribing
watched
and
the
leaving a
newer
like.
one.
Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the video.
Alright, bet. Say less. 330,000
Our journey begins
BC.
in 30,000 BC. Humanity is undergoing the hunters and gatherers phase, where communities constantly move around to find new sources of food. We discover the power of fire and craft tools to aid us in the hostile world. We'd get out of the Stone Age pretty fast, but instead of having to fight the wildlife, humanity's main enemy will be dangerous mobs like baby zombies, creepers, and endermen. There will be a lot of trial and error as we discover how to fight these monsters in groups, but there will definitely be that one guy that somehow dies to a zombie. Soon, the agricultural revolution rolls around, and communities will start settling down next to their farms. In the real world, this process took a couple millennia, but in Minecraft, although people have to discover crafting recipes and various mechanics, it'll still take a lot less time. Seasons wouldn't exist, so crops can be grown at any time, and Ice Age-like events would be a complete joke because
speaking of Minecraft, I have some for y'all. I ain't gonna say
food
too
can
much.
grow in extreme cold. All you
But
need
yeah,
is for
just
someone to
know,
accidentally
word
stick bone meal
Minecraft.
into the soil, and you can grow bread in under 10 seconds compared to 8 months in reality. The main downside for our ancestors was this changed their diet from hundreds of different plants and animals to just a couple, which caused malnutrition. But this isn't a problem with the hunger bar, which allows you to eat pork chops for the rest of your life.
Birth of civilization, 4000 BC.
At 4000 BC, the first civilization is born in Mesopotamia due to its close proximity to rivers and fertile land. In Minecraft, this logic applies as well, as water can facilitate the development of large fishing industries for food and giant farmlands with irrigation systems. But since water is not an absolute necessity for survival, with no thirst or bathing, we'll also see many communities develop in landlocked areas. And because there's no such thing as poor sanitation anymore, mortality rates during this era will be a lot lower than before. Each civilization will still be distinct from one another, with each being defined by resources native to their biome, like sandstone in the desert and wood in the plains. Additionally, primitive traps and outposts will likely become a prominent feature of villages to fend off hostile mobs at night.
No way that's all, like all the players like back there. Rise of the Empires, 3000
With the formation
BC.
of communities, a breeding ground for religious and political ideology is created. For example, the Code of Hammurabi came up with the eye for an eye doctrine, and Athens started the beginnings of democracy. Great civilizations like ancient Egypt and ancient Greece would still rise as communities assimilate together and accomplish architectural feats such as building the Great Pyramids and even inventing toothpaste. Soon, the rise of empires across the world will foster a network of relationships complete with trade routes and military alliances. But as superpowers begin to emerge, the embers of conflict will begin to burn. A desire to spread ideology and gain more resources will spark the first wars. Beginning military tactics wouldn't be all that different in Minecraft. Many early civilizations fought by unleashing a barrage of arrows and then charging in with infantry. However, the cost of war often falls the hardest on peasants with hikes in taxation, so focus on war.
Look, he's not even fighting back. I think that some of that's AI. But still good quality though. I'm not knocking whatever he does down. I'm just saying.
In this era, civilizations began to grow more and more sophisticated. The advanced domestication of animals will allow for a more abundant food supply, introduce horses for quality of life. Traveling will become much easier for traders, and military tactics will be upgraded. As time allows for more resources to be extracted, armies will become better geared and more deadly. The invention of the enchanting table will create unprecedented farming efficiency and military power magnitudes of levels higher than ever seen before. Military training and development development will be absolutely key for any civilization that wants to survive this period. Military tactics like the phalanx formation will be replicated with shields, but because of the ability to disable shields with axe crits, the formation will be slightly altered with faster rotations. Societies like Sparta would also probably create some PvP gods. Additionally, the invention of the book and quill will allow for the first history to be documented, and great philosophers like Aristotle, Plato, and Socrates will start formulating ethics for society. This would lay the foundation for a future era with great social change. It's one thing to conquer an entire continent, but it's another thing to keep it. During this age, we'll see massive empires like Rome collapse underneath their own weight. To add to the chaos, this time period also saw the devastation of the bubonic plague, or Black Death, which killed 1/3 of all Europeans and put all progression on standby for a century.
Not like I was there, but I remember learning about something like that.
Enemy, disease, is non-existent in Minecraft, so we'll see this entire era revolutionized.
We kind of got that today,
as
Corona.
Civilization crumbles, people will have the freedom to venture. We'd see the discovery of other.
It's crazy because I caught COVID, but I'm straight now. I don't got it.
Them, with people worshipping the end portal as an artifact from the gods. Societies will punish outcasts and criminals by sending them to the Nether for mandatory volunteering. Lower-ranking military officials are stationed in the Nether to lead these outcasts in expeditions for resources and loot, initially massacring even friendly mobs like Striders and Pigmen due to ignorance. Some might even go just for the thrill of adventure, as regeneration is exponentially faster in Minecraft, making people more willing to take risks and explore the unknown. Soon, humanity will have fortified encampments and even entire communities within the Nether, forging the beginnings of a game-changing alchemy industry. In the overworld, relatively untouched regions like the ocean will be explored, and many
This would be so dope if this was like a server and you can like join it and you like live in a community, and if you die, you can never be in it unless you like recreate like your character or something. Like roleplay, like, bro, this would buzz.
By water will discover each other. More advanced civilizations may try to pull like that, and I'm just lost. Discover a new land with abundant resources. Socially, this period saw great change. Knowledge from philosophers like Plato would be revitalized for a Renaissance-like era with the re-examination of cultural and political beliefs. New forms of art will develop through map art, and people will try to become Renaissance men by obtaining every achievement in Minecraft. With increased interaction between different peoples, ideologies like the end religion will rapidly spread throughout the world. However, without the invention of the printing press, this spread might actually be slower than original history. This is the era of innovation. The Industrial Revolution in Minecraft would see redstone completely transforming everyday life. Need to harvest crops? There's a farm for that. Need mob drops? There's a farm for that. Need to extort citizens for financial gain? There's a farm for that. The true power of redstone will be experimented in depth during this era, as engineers experiment with the potential of redstone devices like repeaters, dispensers, and pistons. More modern ways to communicate may even emerge through Morse code with redstone lamps. Officials might even use them to deliver fireside chats like Franklin D. Roosevelt, or to intercept certain conversations. A great enlightenment happens as people begin to value rationality and start to question the legitimacy of governments and religious
Damn, they just got on his ass.
Architecture will also
start to question was that the wrong block? He was not supposed to be on there. Like,
people begin to
he just chilling
and start to question
like they just said, okay, get on his ass then.
Architecture will also evolve as Minecraft physics allow for more creative freedom. Houses can turn to floating islands and other unique structures. Massive prisons like Glacier's Orb and Pandora's Vault will be erected to house society's most dangerous criminals. The biggest threat to these civilizations will be anarchist groups of powerful nether mercenaries looking for revenge for their mandatory volunteering. Religions continue to advance with the discovery of the end, leading many to worship the Ender Dragon as a god and sacrifice wrongdoers into the end. Because of this, slaying the Ender Dragon would make you a notorious criminal, and entire wars are fought over returning the dragon egg to the end. Those who are able to respawn the Ender Dragon may be seen as prophets with divine power, and in case you were wondering, the Salem witch trials would probably look something like this. As non-renewable resources like diamonds and netherite begin to deplete, societies will begin to expand outward, making contact with various civilizations, establishing both peaceful and hostile relations. Many villages might be raised as humans try to subjugate villagers and force them into one-sided trading relationships. During this era, there'll also probably be another nation like Great Britain who tries to conquer half the world. As more powers become established, conflict will brew as nations grow wary of each other's power. Tensions will rise and potentially start the first global conflicts. However, unlike the world wars in this era, wars in Minecraft may not be fought with gunpowder and rifles. Instead,
Machine
advancements
gun.
of technology will lead to contraptions of mass destruction. They'll make the battleground deadlier than ever. Aircraft raining down TNT, railguns devastating the landscape, fireworks exploding across the battlefield, and invisible
That is
assassins
bussin'.
ready to strike at every corner. Because of this overwhelming danger, trench warfare might actually make its return, as the safest place to be is
Look at the
underground, and
like,
tunnels.
bro. Just go back. Oh
Trench
my
warfare.
god. Like, what type of, what is it called? A mod. There's like some type of like thing you can do to your. I know for a fact he's on PC, but bro, look at this. Oh my god, it's like the dirt is like all wet
Might
and
actually
like,
make its return, as the safest place to be
bro,
is
that is
underground, and tunnels allow for better security against
the best.
invincibility. Generals will have to innovate new ways to combat this meta, with strategies like fireball dispensers to check for invisible soldiers, falling sand traps like guerrilla warfare in Vietnam, and secret agents who infiltrate and destroy enemy camps. Eventually, technology will advance to a point of no return. The threat of massive world eaters will create the concept of mutually assured destruction between
Bro, they
countries and
bombing
force
shit.
peace to be settled. We might even see an era like the Cold War, where they're ready to be launched at any moment, or set up in strategic locations to threaten other countries, like the Cuban Missile Crisis.
man, I couldn't be in that era, bro.
Into the
Too much
modern
was
era,
going on.
innovative efforts will be
Ooh.
reoriented from war to societal progress. Redstone airplanes could be mass-produced for commercial use, like a do-it-yourself kit, where anyone can make their own using blocks. Calculators, computers, and maybe even giant
that's
AI
my gaming
robots
PC right
will be
there.
created to roam around the wild. More collaborative efforts like technology sharing will help with the diffusion of technology throughout the world. It's also important to note that there is no old age in Minecraft, so people are essentially
Hey,
granted immortality.
got my homies
So there are
calling.
people who
Hey,
have
I'm
survived for
reacting.
centuries,
Sorry.
entire eras, witnessing all these developments take place. They would have the influence
Hazel,
to
by
create
the way.
social shifts within society and become important political figures, warning people not to repeat history. But this also means a life term for an authoritarian dictator could last for a really long time. Assuming reproduction carries over, even with hardcore mode, the world population would be exponentially higher, with totems of undying, health potions, no disease, and no old age becoming catalysts for overpopulation. This could lead to the overcrowding of society and hierarchies that form based on age and wealth. The main threat to this era of
his ass
developments
way
will be
back.
anarchist groups who oppose this hierarchy
Look
and
at the
continue to
rain,
battle
oh
against
my
governments
God.
with terrorism. However, unlike reality, people who don't like a government can just leave and establish their own communities far away, as the Minecraft world is 7 times larger than Earth, as long as they don't become
Like
a threat
the
to
real
existing
Earth.
as the Minecraft world is 7 times larger than Earth. As long as they don't become a threat to
What?
existing powers or are wanted criminals, governments would have no incentive to chase them down. You might be wondering, if things develop much faster in Minecraft, why is the timeline for history the same?
About to
Well,
be
one
over with.
real-life day is 24 hours, but one Minecraft day is only 20 minutes. So every 1,000 years of development is really only a couple weeks. But the real thing you should be wondering is, why am I not subscribed?
I'm subscribed, so hey, fire video by Magic Gum. Hey, I'm gonna keep it pushing. This is gonna be the next video I react to, because this is the video me and Hazel react to, but I'm gonna just react to this one by myself. But if you guys like the video, make sure to comment what else you want to see, and I'll just keep pushing these reactions. I'm out. Peace.